welcome director Quentin Tarantino. 자, 마지막으로 우리 봉준호 감독님 무대로 모시겠습니다. Please welcome director Bong Joon Ho.
I was getting ready to go to another festival, and a friend of mine, Jenny Ju, who's here, who was my casting director on Bastards and his casting director on Snowpiercer, said she's going to the Busan Festival and she's going to hang out with Bong. And I've never met him and always wanted to, so I said, "Can I come?" And she said, "Yeah," and here I am. And we've hung. And we've never met each other before, and we've hung out for the last 2 days and had a great time. Yeah.
늘 봉준호 감독님을 만나고 싶었다고 하셨는데요. 어떻게 하다가 봉준호 감독님의 영화를 처음 알게 됐는지 좀 이야기해 주십시오.
Well, when the first film of Bong's I saw was in America was The Host, when it got released in the theaters, and I heard it was a really good film, and I saw it, and I was blown away. I thought it was really terrific, and I felt that. Almost of all the filmmakers out there that I've seen in the last 20 years, Bong has that thing that 70s Spielberg had, where he can do many different types of stories, but no matter the type of story, there's always this level of comedy and entertainment that is there. Like, you know, when you think about Jaws, everyone thinks about the big scare scenes or the big suspense scenes, but there's all these little wonderful comic moments, human moments all the way through it. And I see that all throughout Bong's work. And then that got me to see Memories of Murder, which I just think is a masterpiece. And I like them actually both equally. I think they're both equally great in their own way, and made me a big fan.
사실 제가 처음
So, in Los Angeles, I own a revival house that shows older films, all 35 millimeter. It's called the New Beverly. And we had a Bong double feature. We showed Memories of Murder in 35 millimeter and Mother in 35 millimeter. And that was a great double feature. And I'd only seen it on DVD, so to actually see it in a movie theater just was even better.
사실 이 LA
And director Bong.
저는 뭐 펄프 픽션이죠. 94년도에 제가 영화학교 다닐 때인데 학생이었죠. 근데 펄프 픽션 한국에 개봉을 했었고요. 한국에서 되게 빨리 개봉을 한 상황이었다고 하더라고요. 아까 며칠 전에 얘기 들어보니까. 그걸 보고 되게 충격을 받았죠. 아니 뭐 이런 영화가 아무도 생각지 못했던 개념, 그러니까 내러티브의 진행 방식이라든가 모든 것이 너무나 충격적이었기 때문에 저뿐 아니라 사실 많은 제 같이 학교 다니던 학생들이나 다들 충격을 받은 상태였죠. 그 펄프 픽션 때문에 이제 또 그 저수지의 개들을 찾아보게 됐죠. 그 비디오를 봤는데요. 그것 또한 되게 충격적이었고 그 귀를 자르는 장면 정말 아름다운 장면이었던 것 같습니다. 그리고 마지막에 그 피 범벅이 된 하비 카이텔이 팀 로스였나요? 껴안고 울부짖는 그 마지막은 되게 압도적이었어요. 무슨 그리스 비극을 보는 듯한 그런 장중한 느낌으로 다가왔습니다. 퀸틴이 이제 새로운 신작 발표할 때마다 저뿐 아니라 뭐 전 세계 모든 영화 팬들 그렇겠지만 뭐 어느 작품이 더 좋고 어느 게 더 덜 좋고 뭐 이런 차원은 아니었던 것 같고요. 영화를 한 편 3, 4년마다 발표할 때마다 그 자체가 되게 큰 어떤 영화적인 이벤트였던 것 같아요.
I think after that
Because you both gravitate towards working in genre, but using it to get at larger themes. You've made Quentin revenge western about slavery, a Men on a Mission movie about the Holocaust, and director Bong has made a monster movie about environmental issues and American pollution of the Han River, and now a post-apocalyptic dystopian film very much about class warfare. And there's obviously a rich history of genre films talking about really important themes, but buried under the surface of convention. So we'll talk a little bit about what draws both of you to making this kind of cinema.
Well, for me, those are just the kind of movies I like. All right, those are the kind of, I watch all kinds of movies, but those are the movies that I gravitate towards. And those are usually the films by my favorite directors, and those are the ones that I collect and get kind of obsessive over. But when I throw my hat in the ring in a, either a Kill Bill, a martial arts movie, or which I had never done before, or a war movie which I'd never done before, or a western which I'd never done before, my idea is to do them my way. Only I'm hoping to reinvent the genre a little bit. Not do them the normal way, just do it my way. And hopefully that's, I do it, I make my own little Quentin versions of them. And that's what I'm trying to do, is just make my Quentin version of what I've already liked.
We'll mention some of it.
사실 제가 그래서 질문은 지금 이런 장르 작품
I consider myself a student of cinema, and it's almost like I'm going for my professorship. It's studying for my professorship in cinema, and the day I die is the day I graduate. It's a lifelong study, and so when it comes to, like, say, something like spaghetti westerns, I love Sergio Leone, I love Sergio Corbucci, or Duccio Tessari, people like that. And I love those films, and I'm a student of them, and I appreciate them, and they're all in my head as far as cinema vocabulary is concerned. But those are all still movies that are a product of their time. All right, when Corbucci or Leone does his movies, they are 67, they are 68, 69. I'm trying to do the 2013 perspective of them, both my perspective and the perspective of the audience now, who maybe has never seen those before, that they can relate to. It's funny because that's the whole idea that a family, and not just any family, but a really weird, fucked up, strange family, like the family in The Host, would be the stars of the film. It's almost unfathomable in America that would, or in pretty much any other country, that would be how they dealt with it. And that's one of the things where you're reinventing the. I want to see Bong Joon Ho's Great Escape.
사실 저는 봉준호 감독이 만든 그 대탈주 같은 영화 한번 꼭 보고 싶습니다.
The musical.
뮤지컬 버전으로.
I'm wondering if each of you.
I don't know if that's true. That truth. I don't know if that's so true anymore. I mean, like in my case, I can't complain at all. All right, I've done 3 of my genre films got nominated for Best Picture, and I won 2 Oscars off of them. So far so good. But also, even at film festivals, they're filmed, and I'm not putting these movies down at all, obviously. But you look at a catalog, and there's a movie about the Bataan Death March, and you look at the catalog, and then there's a movie about a little girl who's living on the Palestinian border, or an old couple living in Arabia, or something like that. But then when you read that there's a Korean cop movie, a Korean cop movie shoot 'em up playing at the festival, those are the screens that are filled to capacity.
제가 생각하기에 사실 이건
there's all kinds of movies, and I actually like all kinds of movies. But one of the things why people go to genre movies is when they do work, when they're done well, they're exciting, or they're funny, or they're the things that a lot of people, since the time that they're kids, associate with going to the movies. Now, as you get older and you can get more sophisticated, your taste can change, and you can actually appreciate a wide variety of movies. But when you're drawn to genre movies, you're drawn to that excitement of those initial movie experiences.
아트하우스 영화 이렇게 구분해서 생각하는 건 좋아하지 않습니다. 그리고 그게 과연 가능한 일일까 생각도 들고요. 저도 그냥 저 자신을 가장 흥분시키는 어떤 스토리나 저 자신을 가장 흥분시키는 이미지에 그냥 미친 듯이 거기를 향해서 돌진하는 거죠. 이게 뭐 예술 영화가 될 것인가, 뭐 상업 장르 영화가 될 것인가, 이런 식으로 나눠서 생각해 본 적은 없습니다.
Actually, I don't like the idea of the separating the genre from
오래 여운이 남는 영화를 만들고 싶은 것 같아요. 볼 때는 뭐 영화적 흥분에 가득 차서 보더라도 극장을 나오고 나서 왠지 자꾸 생각이 나고 그 다음날 밥을 먹는데 자꾸 몇 가지가 더 머릿속에서 맴돌고 또 그렇게 시간을 더 오래 견뎌내가지고 10년 후에 다시 뭐 DVD로 재발매될 수 있고 20년 후에 재개봉될 수 있는 그런 영화가 된다면 뭐 그런 거 다 감독들의 꿈 아닐까 싶어요.
Is Jackie Brown and Mother, are they genre films or are they character studies? I mean, Jackie Brown has
Heist.
well, I don't even know. It's a heist. It's not even a heist. They're exchanging money. They're smuggling money. But you know, it has trappings of blaxploitation genre, but it's not a blaxploitation movie. You know, it's a study of those characters, an in-depth study of those characters that actually genre films wouldn't aren't built for. And same thing with Mother. It has a slight investigative trapping going on, but it's the story of that woman. One of my favorite actors. In America, we call him Jimmy Wang Yu. And to actually go and Shang Chi has been a hero of mine. It's so fantastic. With the host, one of my favorite, the Japanese giant monster movies are. One of my favorite directors is Insero Honda, who directed those films. To me, along with Steven Spielberg, he's the greatest science fiction director of all time, because he truly, in movie after movie after movie, created his own world, his own alternative universe. My favorite Korean director of the 70s, growing up, whose films I'd seen quite a bit, was a Korean martial arts director who worked for Golden Harvest a lot, named Hong Fang. And he in particular worked with Angela Mao Ying in movie after movie, Deep Thrust, Lady Kung Fu, Lady Whirlwind, but they all had Korean concerns. Almost every single one of his movies took place during Korea, the occupation of Korea by the Japanese, and usually always starring Korean fighters in the film. Usually, and Angela Mao is the one Chinese who's then there helping them out. But like there's movie When Taekwondo Strikes is one of my favorite martial art films. But you know, but that's a situation of a Korean director in Hong Kong making Korean-oriented films for the Hong Kong film industry.
난 이야기를 나.
네, 이만희 감독님 영화도 물론 무척 좋아하고 나의 계단이라는 돌아오지 않는 계단. 근데 또 저의 멘토라고 할 수 있는 분이 이제 김기영 감독님이죠. 그 오리지널 한여를 만드신 하우스메이드라는 영화인데 그게 이제 마틴 스콜세지가 복원해서 다른 데서 상영도 했었고 김기영 감독님은 언제나 제가 가장 존경하는 감독님이에요. 반면에 이제 제가 어렸을 때 저도 70년대에 어린 시절 보냈는데 7, 80년대에 그때는 뭐 시네마테크도 없었고 뭐 DVD 같은 것도 없었기 때문에 저는 늘 텔레비전이 저한테 시네마테크 역할을 했었고요.
Lowest of the low stuff at the time, and then all of a sudden he has that role, and you can see a certain light in his eyes that he's being an actor again. And I always thought that you could always get a whole lot of bang for your buck and feel good about it, and get something wonderful. That yes, Gene Hackman is a wonderful actor, but he's had his pick of roles for the last 30 years. Dustin Hoffman is a wonderful actor, but he's had his pick of roles. There's other actors as good as them who haven't been as lucky. They always have their own stock companies, Sam Peckinpah, Aldrich, Siegel. They use the same actors again and again. But the thing is, yeah, it's always fun to work with people that you like and that you know and that you get to hang out with again. But at the same time, in some of those cases, it's the actors have to be able to do my dialogue, and not every actor can do my dialogue. And those are the actors who's proven that they can do my dialogue.
사실 저도 저만의 어떤 이러한
당신이 쓴 대사를 제일 놀랍게 잘하는 사람 중에 하나가 크리스토퍼 친구 같은데 그분은 어떻게 발견하셨어요?
I believe
He came in. I didn't know. I wasn't aware who he was. He was a German TV actor, but he'd been acting for 20 years. But really never. Early in his career, did a couple of things, but never really done any international productions. Mostly just German television. But when I wrote that character of Hans Landa, because I wasn't writing it for anybody in particular,
the character really came alive on the page, and he revealed himself to me. And the most important thing that he revealed to me was that he was a linguistic genius, Lando. He could speak in any language that could come up and just speak it perfectly. And I knew unless I cast an actor who was a linguistic genius, the character on the screen would never be the character that was on the page. It couldn't be you had to go learn it. A person just had to have the same facility as Landa had.
그렇기 때문에 이 인물을, 이 난다라는 인물을 완벽한
And so we were seeing some of the best actors in Germany were coming in, you know, the big Kingsleys of Germany. But they weren't able to pull off my English dialogue as good as they could do the French and the German. They were fluent, but they couldn't turn it into the poetry that it needed to be. And I had thought at that time that Landa was not only the best character I had ever written, it was the best character I would ever write. And so I was very precious about him. And when I was starting to get desperate because I wasn't finding him. And I was going to cancel the movie. I was going to pull the plug. I had like a week longer to go where I could still pull the plug and it'd only be my money spent. You know, I could still get out of it. And I said, we have to find Landa this week or I'm canceling the movie. And, you know, World War II ain't going anywhere. I can do it 5 years from now. And then literally 2 days later, after I had made that decision that if we don't find him this week, it's done, Christoph waltzed in to our room. And the minute he started reading the opening scene in English, I knew we were going to make the movie. I knew I had, he gave me, I was starting to say goodbye to my movie inside, and he gave me my movie back.
빅 스튜디오 영화는 아니거든요. 한국 제작사와 한국 투자사의 돈으로 외국 배우들을 캐스트해서 찍은 뭐 국제적인 합작 인터내셔널 코프로덕션 영화이기 때문에 그렇기 때문에 제가 보호받을 수 있었을 것 같아요. 사실 허리우드 같은 경우 보면 대부분 감독들이 뭐 파이널 컷도 없고 스튜디오 그 스크립트 단계나 아니면 캐스팅 단계부터 해서 되게 여러 식의 스튜디오의 압박이나 간섭도 많이 받는 것으로 알고 있거든요. 그래서 저는 되게 행운이었던 400억이라는 제작비는 뭐 한국이나 아시아 기준으로 봤을 때 되게 액수인데 버젯이 큰 예산인데 예술적인 부분에 그러니까 크리에이티브한 측면에서는 전혀 간섭받거나 압박을 받는 부분이 없었기 때문에 되게 큰 행운아였다는 생각이 들고요. 네, 그렇습니다.
Actually,
In my case, I think it all boils down to the fact that I'm a writer-director, and I write my own scripts. And so far, every time I've written a script, people wanted to do it. You know, if I wasn't a writer and I was just stuck looking at material from this script versus that script out there, or trying to find a book and getting involved in developing it and everything, I think I might navigate it a little bit more successfully than some other people, but I could easily fall into some of the traps that they fall into. But it's easy to keep your voice when when it's always your writing, and it's always about your script and always about your writing, and that's where it's always starting from.
제가 생각하기
Available, and you don't choose this one, but you choose that one, and maybe you wonder, did I make the right choice or did I not? But when you write it from scratch, when you start with a blank piece of paper and fill many, many pages and go through the whole process of writing it, you know whether or not you want to do it anymore. You know, and that whole process of the writing, you know, makes it solid, and you know what you're talking about. It can be good or bad, but you know why you want to do it.
사실 이제 제가 우리가 이제는 이 오픈토크 여기서 맞춰야 될 것 같은데요. 시간이 4대를 넘었습니다.
So I want to thank so much.
이렇게 우리 퀸틴 타란티노 감독님과 봉준호 감독님께 이렇게 1시간 동안 이렇게 많은 이야기, 좋은 이야기를 해주신 점 감사드립니다.
And I want to thank our wonderful translator.